Good morning, everyone. Welcome to Coffee with Marci. I'm here with Vera Stern, and she's with Apple Tree Child Development Center. So we're super happy to have you on and share your story.
Good morning, everyone.
Just want to give a couple of minutes and let people join us. So please, guys, come on, join us. I also want to share that I have my microphone today, so I'm super excited about that. Hope that makes a difference, and you can hear us clearer. So anyway, hello, good morning. Thank you so much for joining.
Good morning.
So we'll get started with our interview here, Vera.
Okay, wonderful.
So tell me, I want to hear a little bit about you, your background, and how the school got started.
Okay, so the Apple Tree Child Development Center, we're located in Wyckoff, New Jersey. We're on Gothel Road, very conveniently located right off of 208. The school was started back in 1995 by my mother, who is Dr. Peggy Delson-Rainey. She actually started her first preschool when I was in 7th grade.
Wow.
And we were in Franklin Lakes, and she was in the Methodist church, which was right next to FAMS.
Yeah.
So I used to walk over after school and help out with the kids in the afternoon, and that's how we sort of
That's
started.
how you got started.
So that's how I got started too. So then she opened another school in Wayne, and when I was in college, high school and college, I helped out in both schools. And then I went away to college, and I came back, and she had opened this school in 1995, like I said. And it's it's been a great journey. It was basically me and my mother, although I have other siblings, we worked together mostly. I went into corporate for a little bit, and then after I had my first son, I decided I didn't want to do corporate anymore.
Yeah.
So I went and I worked for her in one of the schools.
Okay.
In 2012, she retired,
Okay.
and I took over this school. And this is actually the school where all of my children have come. I have 4 boys.
Okay.
My oldest is 9,
Wow.
and my youngest is 22 months. So right now I have 2 children in the school. One
Yes.
is going to be 5 in February. He's in our kindergarten class.
Okay.
And my little guy, Jackson, who is going to be 2 in February, and he's in our 2-year-old class. So
Well, it's great you get to bring them
I
here.
know, it's wonderful. I get to
And,
see them during the
exactly.
day and make sure that they get their kisses and hugs.
Exactly. And is it just this school that's open now, you said?
It's just this school. This is the last one.
Okay.
My mom actually retired to California, so she's been there
Good
since
for her. I'm a little
2012.
jealous.
I know, me too. Hi, Mom.
Oh, you know what? It says the sound is messed up. All right, thanks. Thank you, Matthew. Hi, guys. You know what? Can you hear us now? I had just received my microphone and I plugged it in and was hoping that you guys would be able to hear us better, but it seems that you guys were not able to hear us at all. Is that correct? Okay, now you can hear us. Okay. All right, fantastic. Good morning. So let's start over, okay? Because I want everyone to be able to hear us. I'm here with Vera Stern, and she is the executive director of Apple Tree Child Development Center. And she was just telling us about her background, how she got started. So I'm just going to have you talk about that. Now, and then now he's saying that something's blocking it. Now, guys, listen, we're having some issues here, aren't we? So, is that better?
Can you see us now?
I feel like I should maybe start this over because we've had so many issues already. Is everything looking good now? All right. We have everyone on. Let's restart. So, Vera Stern, let's one
Wonderful.
more time.
Thank you so much for letting us know
Sorry,
you can see
Vera,
us. Hi,
technical
Nancy.
difficulties.
That's okay.
So, again, so just tell us how the school got started. You were talking about your mom and all, so
Yes,
sorry you
so
have to restart.
I have to have a shout out to my mother, Dr. Peggy Delson-Rainey, because she's actually the one who got me into working in preschools. I was telling Marci, when I was in 7th grade, we opened up our first preschool. It was the Methodist Church in Franklin Lakes, and I was at FAMS, so I used to walk over after school and help out with the children. At one point, my mother ended up opening several more schools. One was in Wayne, and another one was in Patterson, and then she opened this school in 1995.
Okay.
When I
got married, I was in corporate, and then I had my first child, and I decided I don't want to do corporate anymore because I want to be close to my children. So I started working for her in one of her schools, and then in 2012, she retired to Oakland, California, which we were saying
Good
how
for her.
wonderful for her.
Yeah.
And I took over the school. So
Okay.
I'm the executive director. I do the daily operations. I have 4 boys, all
Yes.
of which have come to the school.
Fantastic.
I have a 9-year-old, a almost 7-year-old, and 2 boys here. One is 4 and one is 22 months old.
Currently in the school, which is
Yes.
awesome.
So
So
I
we'll
get
get to
to-
the age range of the school in a
Yes.
little bit. But yeah, so it's great that you get
Yes.
to have your children here,
Yes.
and we moms can understand, like, being in the corporate world and starting to have children
Absolutely.
and how that makes a shift for you. And it's great that you were able to start working here at the school and making a difference for your children, being there for them, and making a difference for others.
Right.
Yes.
It's actually one of the great benefits because we do have several teachers here who have had their children in the school and have grown with us and have been here for many years.
That's great.
So many of the staff who've longtime employees have had their children here.
Yeah.
We actually have one teacher's assistant whose daughter now works for us.
Wow.
So we have mother and daughter in the school.
That's great.
Yes. And we actually have sister-in-laws.
That's awesome.
So it's wonderful. It's a very homey family
I
atmosphere.
like that family atmosphere.
It is, it's
That's
great.
really awesome. So tell us how Apple Tree is different from other centers in the area.
Well, there's a lot of different things that we do here at the Apple Tree that I think benefits parents. One of the things that I was telling Marci about was our hours. Our operational hours are from 7 to 6:30, and the great thing about that is students don't have to come either half day or full day. They can come part-time and they can come part-time hours.
Yeah.
So as a mom, if maybe you're working from home 3 days a week from 9 to 12 and you want to be able to really focus on your work, you can bring your child here 3 days, 9 to 12.
Wow, that's awesome.
And you pay by how many hours you're here,
Yes.
as opposed to full day or half day.
Right, which most schools expect
schools-
half days or
yes.
full days. You pay that amount, you do hourly.
We try to work with parents to best fit their schedules and also to fit into the schedules of the classroom. So if a child comes in from 9 to 12, that's really a huge educational component of our day, and they're able to benefit from all of that.
That's great. So what are the class sizes?
So we run class sizes. We actually start, I'll just tell a little bit about the ages that we have at the school.
Right.
We start at 6 weeks old in our
Okay.
infant room.
Wow.
And our infant room will go from 6 weeks to about a year until a child's walking.
Okay.
That class we max out at 12. We don't take any more than 12 children, although we have a huge infant suite and we're able to fit more children. It's just more of a homey atmosphere for the children.
Right.
And even if some of them are part-time, that means that some days we'll have 9 in the classroom and sometimes we might have all 12. But typically, on an average day, we'll have between 8 and 10.
Okay.
Then we have our toddler classroom.
And I'm sorry to interrupt you. So
Sure.
how many teachers, let's say, would be in the classroom at that time?
So we do follow very closely to state ratios, which is a 1-to-4 ratio.
Okay.
Sometimes we are over on our teachers just because it's a good benefit for the children to have more teachers.
Right, right.
So typically there's 3 teachers in the
Okay,
classroom.
wow, okay, fantastic.
nice.
Yeah.
We go all the way up to kindergarten, and we do
Okay.
have 7 classrooms, including our infant suite. So then, I'm sorry, that's 8 classrooms, including our infant suite.
Okay, so 8 classrooms, and that includes your infant suite. And so the 7 classrooms, I'm sorry, what are the grades that are in the 7 classrooms?
We have a toddler classroom, which again, we max out at 12. Right now, we have 10 children in that classroom. We have a 2-year-old classroom, which we also max out at 12.
Okay.
Right now, we have 9 children in that classroom.
Okay.
We have a preschool 1 classroom, which
Okay.
is, our 2.5s. And there are about 12 to 15 children, but not every day. Again, we have some part-timers.
Right, right.
We have a preschool 2 classroom, about 15 children in that classroom.
Okay.
Again, not every day do we have 15.
Yeah.
2 teachers in that classroom as well, because their ratio is 1 to 10.
Right, right.
Then we have a pre-K 1 classroom, 10 children.
Okay.
We have a pre-K 2 classroom, which is 12 children, and we have a kindergarten classroom, which is
Wow.
8.
Okay.
And the great thing about our kindergarten classroom is a lot of it benefits parents who work all day, and some of the half-day programs at the schools they can't accommodate because they're having to pick up their child.
Yeah.
We run a full-day school here from 7 to 6:30, and our
Right.
educational component for kindergarten is from 9 to 3.
Okay. Wow. Okay, wonderful.
So it's great.
That is wonderful. And so you've kind of touched on some other things that I was going to ask you about. So one of the things you talked about is early and late pickup. So early drop off
Yes.
and late pickup, you have that available.
We do. We actually run into situations where, say, mom or dad have a meeting and they usually drop off at 8, but they want to drop off at 7 because they're running into the city.
Right.
And all they need to do is just let me know, and I let the teachers know to please expect this child, and we make sure we have appropriate staffing.
Yeah.
And it's a great benefit for them. So they all, even if they tell me
Yeah.
the night before, I got called into court, I have to go to court
Yeah,
tomorrow.
yeah.
And we allow that. And it's
Okay.
the same thing with late pickup. Sometimes we have a lot of teachers who will have staff meetings that sort of come up during the day.
Yeah.
And they'll just call or email me or text me and say, listen, can I let my daughter or son stay until 5? And that's also available.
So they have that personal connection to you.
They do.
Yeah.
I do text and email with parents a lot.
Okay.
I am always available on my phone because things do come up during the day, and
Yeah.
even if they'll call the center, they also sometimes want to just have that connection with me where they know I'm going to answer them quickly. So it's great.
That's great. That really is. That makes you feel better, because I know, especially when you're dropping off younger children,
Yes.
it's hard for moms
Yes.
a lot of times to do that. So to
Yes.
know that they have that one-on-one connection
Yes.
with you would I would think give them ease.
It does give them ease.
Yeah. So the other thing that you had touched on is New York.
Yes.
Yes. So you have parking,
Yes.
and they can catch the bus
Yes.
to New York from here and leave their car all day. How great is that?
It's great. I mean, parking these days to go into the city is
Yeah.
extremely expensive.
Yeah.
So we have about 75 spaces in our lot. We have one section available for commuters that go into the city.
Okay.
And a lot of times it's great for moms because moms or dads. Sometimes moms will have to go into work really early. They'll park here, catch the bus, and then
Yeah.
dad will drop off later in the day.
Yeah.
The bus is 148. Just so you know which bus
Okay.
goes. It
That's
comes
great.
right outside our building. So in the winter, you can actually sit in your car and wait until the bus shows up and jump right out of the car.
That's fantastic.
Which is great, right?
me
Who
tell
wants
you,
to
that's
be
really
standing
great.
outside in the freezing cold?
I know. Nobody. No one I know. No. So, okay, so we got to that. We talked about the age ranges and the classes.
Yes.
Now, how about your teachers? CPR, first aid.
So I'm just going to back up a little
Okay.
bit and talk about ages.
Yes.
Because we are licensed to take up to children that are 13 years old. Now, we
Okay.
don't have classes that
Okay.
go to 13, but
Yeah.
sometimes our summer camps, we do run a summer camp, and a very
okay.
extensive, beautiful summer camp, so we're open all year round. We only close major
Wow.
holidays.
That is great. So during
it
the
is great.
summer, working moms and dads can also have their children
Yes.
being enriched during the summer, and then they can also go to work. So,
Right, and what happens is a lot of children who have siblings in the school,
Yeah.
and they go out to the public schools or in kindergarten, first grade, and mom and dad like to have them in one spot.
Yeah.
So then they'll bring the older child back in the
Really?
summer. So we'll have an older classroom in the
Okay.
summer. Even my boys sometimes like to come and visit,
Mm-hmm.
which is nice. So that way, if they want the summer program, they have the summer program here. They have their children in one spot, and it's one drop off, one pickup.
now when you say older children, like what age group is really coming during the summer that's older?
We typically have children kindergarten through second
Okay.
or third grade.
Okay.
And we'll make a class out of those older children.
All right.
And we do field trips once a week in the summer,
Okay.
which is great for the kids. And every day there's some activity going on.
So you have an activity, and then you have lunch. Do you have snack?
We have snacks, lunch.
Okay.
We have water days where we have water
outdoor,
sprinklers
yeah,
outside in
okay,
our
that's
huge
fun.
outdoor play
Yeah.
area. So it's great
I
for
know
those
the
older
young
kids.
ones like that. Well, young to me, second grade's still young because I have fifth and up. So
And they miss the school, so it's nice for them to come back. And
Yeah.
they know all the teachers and they know,
yeah.
the school, so it's great. And then they get to see their brother or sister in the hallway, which is
right,
nice too.
right. And what average size do you have for these when you say older? Anywhere from first, second, third
We
grade.
typically have about 10 children.
Okay.
So it's a nice size.
Right, so you do
nice
have a
size
good
class.
group.
And most
Okay.
of them know each other because
Yeah.
they graduated out together.
All right. Well, wonderful. So, so let's go back to the CPR and the first
So
aid.
we actually require every single one of our teachers and assistants to be CPR and first aid certified.
Okay.
Which I think is important because the state
Absolutely.
only requires 2 people present in the building to be certified.
Isn't that interesting?
It is interesting. And as I mentioned before, our infant suite is actually located downstairs from us. So
Okay.
they have a separate entrance, which is also nice for moms and dads because they don't have to be with the older kids, and that's a good thing for germs. And
Right, I
being
was
able
gonna-
to have a
yeah,
separate entrance is
absolutely.
really a great benefit.
Yeah.
The parents love that. And so they're downstairs. So, you know, sometimes if something's going on, we want to make sure that the teachers are in touch with what's going on with the kids.
Right.
So we want everybody to be CPR and first aid certified,
Yes.
including me.
Yeah.
I get recertified
great.
every 2 years.
Yeah.
So it's a great thing that we
I
bring
love
to
that
the
you
table.
put safety first.
Yes, it's important. Safety and welfare of the children is always important.
Yeah, so you have the safety, you have the one-on-one connection, the family atmosphere, you have the parking. I mean, the children, children really come first.
Yes,
Yeah,
they do.
so that's important.
I always put myself in the place of a parent because I actually, when I had my first son, I was still working away from the schools. I wasn't working for my mother at the time. So I always tell the teachers and the assistants, you know, moms and dads are running all day. So
Yeah.
we're running to go to work.
Right.
And the last thing we want to do is worry about our child's safety, well-being. Are they happy? Are they having a good day?
Yeah.
So make pick up and drop off as seamless as possible.
Right.
So that we make sure that we, you know, always greet the parent, always greet the child. Make sure they're coming over to the table for an activity in the morning and playing with
Okay.
their friends.
So you help the transition.
We do. We help the transition, which I think is very vital because
Yes.
then parents leave and they know that their child
Right.
is happy,
Right.
and they're not going to worry about them all day long.
Now, one of the things that we keep talking about is the working parent. But, you know, there's a lot of moms that start their children in preschool at 2.5.
Yes, that's true.
Yeah, so me being one of them. And so the school that I was in is like 9 to 12.
Okay.
So how does that work for you? Do you have a lot of moms, stay-at-home moms, that also have their children in the school?
We do.
Yes.
We have, like I touched on before when we talked about hours, we do have some moms who want to bring their children in for a half-day program,
Yeah.
and we make sure that they come during the hours that are important.
Yeah.
We haven't touched on a little bit of the curriculum, but we do use creative curriculum.
Okay.
We are focusing on social, emotional, cognitive, and physical.
Perfect.
So the
Yeah.
children who are about 2 years old and up actually do specials every week. We do soccer. We do a gym class. We have people outside that come in and do this. We have a dance class.
Yeah.
And we have a language program. And right now we're learning Hindi. So
wow.
during our graduation ceremony, the children will talk a little bit in Hindi and say their name and count and do a song for the parents so they can
that's
see what
sweet.
they're doing. So typically a 9 to 12 will be a project, will be the inclusive activity, will be free play time, will be circle time,
Okay.
which is very vital, where they're learning about, the days of the week and the months of the year.
Yeah.
And they're learning about the weather, and they're
Right.
learning about what they need to wear. Do they need a coat? Do they,
Right.
what's appropriate weather, and what do they need appropriately to wear? And then the children are learning their names, and they're learning their letters. So there's a lot of things that they're learning during that time frame. Some parents choose to keep their children through to lunchtime. Most of our pre-K, we actually have about 5 or 6 of our pre-K students who stay till 1 o'clock because that's when their nap time starts.
Yeah.
And that way they get the whole morning. They
Okay.
get all
Yeah.
of the inclusives, all of the project time, all of the writing time.
Right.
And those pre-K and kindergarten classes, we really try to get them ready for public school, especially with all the changes in curriculums
Yes.
and Common Core and PARCC
Yes.
testing. So, I'm a mom from Franklin Lakes. One of our pre-K teachers is a mom in Hawthorne, and another one is in Wyckoff. So we sort of collaborate, and we look at what's going on in the school system and try to see how we can make sure that we're mirror imaging those types
That's
of
fantastic,
homework
right?
and
So
things like that.
the children are prepared.
They're very prepared.
That's very important.
Yes.
I was just saying. Oh, okay. So we have some people that have joined us. Hello, Beth. How
Hello,
are
how are
you? Michael joined us.
Hi, good morning.
Good morning. And a couple of people have shared the video, which is awesome.
That's
It's
great.
so great.
I think I also saw Nicole. Hi, Nicole.
Hi, Nicole, reaching more people. So if they do have to keep their young ones in the school for full day, do you have nap time?
We do.
Okay.
We don't have a long nap time, but we do for the younger children, the toddlers and the 2-year-olds.
Okay.
It's about 12 to 2 o'clock.
Okay, well that's,
and that's
listen, if you get 2 hours,
Yes.
I think that's pretty good.
they're tired by 12
Yeah,
o'clock.
yeah,
I mean, they've had a
sure.
full morning, and
Yes.
it's interesting because we do sleep on cots, and we have the
Mm-hmm.
parent provide a sleep mat or a sleeping bag,
Yes.
and parents will come in and they're surprised that they see all these children lying down sleeping, and they have
Uh-huh.
soothing music, and we have teachers in the classroom.
Yeah.
If they wake up, they'll help them either go to the table and do a
Quietly
quiet
color
exactly,
something,
puzzle,
okay.
whatever they need to, or sometimes they just need to go back to sleep.
Right.
Our kindergarten class does not nap because they are really getting prepared for the public school and not
Yes.
napping any
Yeah,
longer.
yeah,
And our shortest nap time is 1 hour. So our pre-K classes do nap 1 hour from 1 to 2.
Okay.
Hi, Jess.
Hi. Wanted to see if there were any questions. Please, if you have any questions about the school or that I have not asked yet, please ask Vera at any time. She is full of information, and I'm really very impressed with all that you have
Thank
said in the school. And honestly, it's kind of one of the gems that I haven't found as of yet, being in Wyckoff. I just know the preschool's there, but you're right down the street.
Yes, we're right off 208, and we're very
Right.
conveniently located for parents who need to, jump on 208. We are actually, we have a lot of families from Hawthorne, from Glen Rock, Ridgewood, trying to think of who I'm missing, Fairlawn. But we also have some parents who work in the area, may not live in the area,
Right.
and it's a convenient place for
Right,
them.
that happens
when they go to
too.
work.
Yeah.
So the other thing I just wanted to touch on, if you
Yes,
don't mind, is
of
where we
course.
are. Can
Yes.
we talk about where we are?
I always ask that question, but you jumped ahead, so go ahead.
We are actually in our gymnasium, and as I was talking about before with Marci, we have a very large gymnasium. We actually split it in half. So one side the kids can play with toys, and the other side we have like a bike area.
Yes.
But this is where all of our inclusives happen. So our soccer, we have a very large area. I mean, Marci, you can see how big it is.
Yeah.
And the very interesting thing you'll see behind us are bulletin boards, and
Yeah.
every single one of our classes put up a bulletin board that's either seasonally appropriated or holiday appropriate.
Yeah.
And so they're also learning about holidays and seasons.
Okay.
And then when moms and dads come to visit for concerts, they get to see them. So we do a Thanksgiving concert.
Okay.
We do a holiday concert.
Oh.
And we have a wonderful graduation
So
ceremony.
you have music.
We do.
Okay.
We have music.
I like that. So
Kids
you
love
have
the music.
music, you have language, you have playtime, and you said soccer and dance.
Yes.
So somebody comes.
Gym, yes.
somebody comes from the outside
Yes.
to come and help
And our
you
language,
teach
too.
those. The language
Which
also.
the children have learned Spanish and French.
Okay.
We mix it up every year.
Okay.
We actually have a teacher here who speaks Hindi and teaches it, and the kids
okay.
actually really love it. They go
Okay.
home. We have parents coming in saying, "Wow, I didn't know they knew how to say their name, or
Yeah.
they knew how to count to 10."
Yeah.
So it's great. It's
It's good to
well
be
rounded.
exposed to that.
Yes.
Yeah.
All different
absolutely.
languages.
Yeah, so we are in a large gym area, and she does have it separated, like she said. So there's like a play area, and then this open area. She's got like little bikes here. They have the billboards all around
Yes.
that the children have created, which are adorable. You see the one right behind us. And so I'm really impressed with the school. That's a cute little area up there.
Yes, we have a reading. It's a reading loft.
A reading loft.
Yes, so the
That's
kids
adorable.
are able to go up there and sit in the area and just have story time.
Okay. So we weren't able to do a tour of the school because the children are in the classrooms, and for their privacy, we can't show the children. But what I will do is just right after we finish, I'll just give you a quick glance, at least of this room.
Sure.
Okay?
That's great.
And so the school is 2 levels, you said?
Yes.
Right? So we are on the main level, which has the majority of the classrooms, all the classrooms except for
The infant suite.
the infant suite.
Which is downstairs.
The
yes.
infant suite, yes.
And then right outside the back door here, Marci, is our large outdoor play area,
Okay,
which we have a blacktop area,
Mm-hmm.
and we have a soft area where they have a nice slide and different activities that they can play on
Okay.
rubber chips.
and then one other thing I just thought of, are you cautious of allergies? And, a lot of the children right now with the peanut allergies or whatever it may be,
Yes, we do have children with allergies, and certain foods obviously wouldn't be allowed in that particular classroom.
Yeah.
But we work very closely with the parents to make sure that the
Okay.
children are being, taken care of and not near something in the classroom, or peanut butter is not allowed in the classroom, period,
Okay.
because
Yeah.
it could get stuck on a table,
Right.
things of that nature.
Right.
But we will put up a sign so parents know what allergies in the class.
Okay.
And then we do have, children with EpiPens and Benadryl, and
Yeah.
we have all of those medication forms and
All right,
everything
good.
for the state. because
So
the
if
state
there's
requires it.
anything that the children, if they need medications, you guys will obviously work close with with the parents.
We do.
And the teachers to make sure that is,
We actually had
provided.
a child, yes, we had
Uh-huh.
a child who came to our school a few years back, who actually graduated out last year.
Yeah.
And wonderful child, unfortunately had a lot of allergies and was at another school, and they weren't able to really accommodate. So what we did was we got the child a high chair.
Okay.
And we were able to put the child in the classroom, and they were able to eat with their friends.
Okay.
And as the child got older, we had a separate table for the child.
Okay.
Which was nice because,
Yeah.
the parents were very concerned, what if he touches this or that, or,
Right, of course.
and there's a lot of, because the allergies were so extensive,
Yes.
it was very, very hard to not allow all of those foods in the classroom. So we
Right.
just made sure that he was separated, and the
Okay.
parents were so happy. They actually wrote us
Yes.
a wonderful review about our school, and
That's
the
great.
child grew out of a lot of the allergies and is now in public school and is thriving, so it's really great.
That's wonderful. It's nice that you do those things, that you go the extra mile
Yes.
for the child, and to provide that comfort for the
Yes.
parent. So one last question, which what makes your school unique? I think we've touched on so many things that make your school unique, but is there one additional thing you'd like to add, or?
I really like to focus on the family atmosphere, which I know I touched on.
Yeah.
But we have a lot of teachers who have been with us for many years, and like I said, we have a mom and a daughter.
Yes.
And we have siblings that grow up with us.
Mm-hmm.
So we've had, 2, 3, sometimes 4 siblings.
Yes.
We've had parents in the school for over 10 years, and it's a very homey atmosphere.
Uh-huh.
And that's what I really like about the school is, although they're learning and they're growing, and we really promote, children to explore and ask questions and learn through, cognitive learning, like I said, in the physical aspects and all of that with, fine motor and gross motor, so that
Yeah.
they're prepared for public school.
Yes.
They feel so happy when they walk in the building. The other thing that we didn't touch on is we do have a great security system.
Oh, yes, I did want to talk about that. Your door
You
was
could-
locked.
you
I
couldn't
couldn't get in.
right?
That's
So
right. That's
Marci tried to
important.
open the door and couldn't get in this morning.
That's important.
We have a security system where every parent has a key fob.
Yeah.
This actually tracks our children, so we know
Okay.
who's in the building, which is a state rule.
great, yeah.
And we know when they're picked up and when they're dropped off. If they get picked up early
Yeah.
and say, I'm in the office and now I know mom picked up early for whatever
Yeah.
reason.
Right.
So it's a nice benefit that we have. And when parents leave, we deactivate their key fob. And,
Okay.
that way they're, not in the system anymore. So we
Okay.
just basically focus on the children who are here.
Yeah.
Our infant suite has a key fob entrance as well. So they have that separate entrance downstairs. So if you're not an infant parent, you only have access upstairs.
Okay.
But if you have a child upstairs and downstairs, you can access both doors.
Oh, wow, okay.
And we also have a
Okay.
key fob entrance for our playground outside. So when teachers go
Oh,
outside,
okay.
we're making sure that we're secure, the doors
Yeah.
are closed.
Yes.
And, we're fenced in and we're good outside, but they can key fob in and out so we know where the children are and how to track the children who are outside. So
I
it's a
gotta
great
tell you,
benefit.
I am so impressed,
Thank you.
Vera. This is the school. I mean, who knew?
Yes.
I mean,
we're-
you have thought of everything that a parent would think of, like what's important to them, the education, safety. I mean, it's endless what you have touched on. So I really appreciate that, and I hope that you all have enjoyed this, and I hope that you will watch through the entire video, because Vera has explained so many things about what the school offers. And being that whether you're a working mom or a stay-at-home mom, the hours that they offer, early drop-off, late drop-off, there's just and there's just so many things that you've touched on. I've been so impressed.
Thank you so much.
Yes,
It was a
it's
pleasure.
just really so nice meeting you.
It was wonderful meeting
And
you.
thank you for being on
Thank
Coffee
you.
with Marci.
Cheers.
And goodbye, everyone, and we'll see you next week, and I hope you have a great weekend.
Thank you so much for joining us.
Bye.
Have a good day.